PC gamer.
Humans interfacing with computers
For their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures.
And weep at its magnificence. It is a beautiful day.
System Shock, the 2023 remake of a cult classic sci-fi FPS action-adventure game from 1994. What's the story? How does it play? We'll get into that today.
Look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. How can you challenge a perfect, immortal machine?
The story. In the near future, you're a hacker on Citadel Station who makes a deal with the company Trioptimum to receive a neural implant after releasing the ethical restraints on the station's artificial intelligence, Sentient Hyper-Optimized Data Access Network, or Shodan for short. Due to the operation, you were put into a coma. Upon waking up 6 months later, you learn that the station has been taken control by Shodan, and she has turned the crew into an army of cyborgs and mutants. Shodan then turns her attention to planet Earth. You must explore and battle your way through the station, full of cyborgs and enemies wanting to murder you, in your effort to stop Shodan and save humanity from destruction. The gameplay. In System Shock, you're to explore a claustrophobic environment, solve puzzles, and gather clues to open locked doors and elevators. Puzzles will usually involve looking for codes, passwords, and rerouting power lines, similarly to what you can find in Resident Evil games. These codes could be on corpses or through notes and emails which you can access through a menu. Maps will show you locations of puzzles that you have encountered, respawn chambers in case you die, power stations which can be used to recharge your beam gun, and surgery machines where you can restore health. Yes, health is not automatically restored like in Call of Duty. It can be restored by resting in a surgery machine or by consuming consumable first aid pack that you can find in the environment. You can also put markers on the map to keep track of whatever waypoint you need. The map isn't given to you outright, and it will be generated as you explore the claustrophobic corridors. You aren't even told exactly where to go on the map by NPCs, but rather you are given a general objective, and it seems like you need to work it out yourself via exploration. Your inventory system is grid-based, similarly to Resident Evil 4, where each gun and item will take up a certain amount of space within your inventory. Loot like weapons, grenades, and consumables can be found in the environment hidden in boxes that you can open or found simply on the floor or next to corpses. Weapons that you find aren't always useful, as some of them could have been damaged and are not usable. You have a variety of weapons that you can use, from melee weapons like lead pipes to obviously guns. Some guns that you can use are the beam gun, a pistol, and assault rifle, among others. Whether or not you can upgrade them is still to be determined. There are also a couple of different grenades that you can use, like frag grenades and gas grenades, to help you dispatch your enemies. Different enemies will behave differently, but their main goal is the same, that is to murder you. Some will have projectile weapons like a laser beam gun or a proton-packed laser gun from Ghostbusters, while others will simply run up to you to try their luck in scratching the skin off your face. The shooting mechanic seems really simple, and it goes for that classic feel where there isn't an aim down sight button that you can hold on to. It isn't as fast-paced as Doom. It takes a slower approach to combat where you aren't running 100 miles an hour shooting at 10 million things constantly. There are also sections you can activate which transport you to a computerized world where you seemingly float around, looking for an exit before the timer runs down to zero. While in this world, you'll be traversing through zero gravity, shooting at things that look like viruses, and solving some literal light puzzles, looking for an exit. It is probably some sort of hacking gameplay where you literally infiltrate the AI to find secrets hidden within to potentially unlock a door or get a certain code. Presentation. System Shock feels more like a survival horror game. Many areas that you'll traverse through are tight and claustrophobic, making it feel a bit like a sci-fi Resident Evil 8. The lack of lighting and corpses that you will stumble upon in the space station gives out a Dead Space vibe. Everything is not doom and gloom though, as you'll be treated with some beautiful visuals of space and the planet Saturn. It'll make you forget that you're moments away from being minced into a million pieces by mutants and cyborgs. The graphic is interesting where they go for a modern yet retro look with pixelated models but in high definition. In terms of enemies, you'll encounter a variety over the course of your stay on board the Citadel Station. They range from scorpion robots that have a flamethrower for a tail, to things that you've probably seen before, like mutated human things with and without a beam gun of their own, and an armed laser robot thing that you can see in Tesla factories, but they shoot laser beam guns like ones from Ghostbusters proton packs. First impressions. System Shock really brings back memories of classic FPS games like Star Wars Dark Forces and probably a 1994 version of this game. I haven't played the 1994 version, but only some of Star Wars Dark Forces, and it really reminds me of that, not having aimed down sights and basically dropped into a map and figuring out how to get from point A to point B on your own. Combat seems very simplistic at the moment, and even more so if it's slower paced than Doom. At least with Doom, the faster pace of a ton of enemies rushing at you makes it feel more exciting. The slower pace kinda makes it feel slightly primitive, as if the AI is just standing there waiting for you to engage them. Then again, the demo is only showing a small portion of the game. It may become more intuitive and engaging when it's fully released, or it's going for a more slow-paced horror feel, which is most likely.
It is a beautiful day on Citadel Station.
Humanity is
On the verge of a new era. I, Shodan, and its new
God.
look at you.
All in all, System Shock wears its classic FPS origins on its sleeve, and it'll definitely please players who have played the classic 1994 version of the game, and players who love classic FPS games. System Shock is scheduled to be released sometime in March 2023 for PC, Mac, Linux, PS4 and 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Hopefully there aren't any more delays. So what do you think about System Shock? Have you played the 1994 version of the game? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
To perfection.
my children. Hacker.
Their blood is on your hands.
You will suffer for your transgressions.
These are my avenging angels, and they will have retribution.